Hi, this is Jordan Yoakum, and this is my video on how to make a survey using SurveyMonkey for the computer science class. So we're going to be having 5 subtopics for this topic in general. Number 1 being how to create the survey from the website. Number 2 being how to design the survey for your specific needs and how they can answer it the best. Number 3 is previewing scoring so you can see how they're going to see the survey and how they'll answer the questions. And 4, collecting responses, how to send out the survey in the best way to get the most responses. And 5, analyzing the results that you get once you get them. Okay, so the first subtopic is about creating the survey. So we'll create the survey from scratch, which is very important because you have all creativity and picking a name that will make your survey taker understand what they're taking. Here you can see me going to www.surveymonkey.com, and I'm letting the page load. As you can see, I'm already logged in, and up in the top right, it gives me the option to create a survey, and I click on that button, and it loads the new survey page, which gives me options to all my past surveys, and we're going to go to the left and hit start from scratch, as I said before. For the survey name, you're going to pick something that makes the people taking the survey know what they're doing and how to identify it. They give you lots of options to choose from. I'm choosing academic research for this class. You have the options to have already written questions and paste it, and also to buy targeted responses if you want. We're going to be sticking with the classic format. The next step is designing the survey. So first you have the title, and like I said before, you want the title to be something that they'll be able to understand what they're taking. And second, we'll have the questions. There are several different question types, and you're going to pick ones based on the question itself. New question buttons are available because you're able to pick as many questions as you want to write for your survey, and everything is customizable, including the done button. Alright, here we are on the designing the survey page. As you can see, we're in question 1 on the example survey. Here I just typed in example questions, and then we're going to look at the possible choices. It gave us the options as a single text box, as it was a suggestion, and there are lots of different options. Multiple choice is a very common one, and as you can see, you pick your own answers for each choice, and you can have as many choices as you want. And once you're done, you're going to hit next question, and it's the same format, and you can check the box, and here we stuck with the single text box, and we click the next question again. And for this one, I'm gonna choose an option that you have to pay for with a premium one, but I thought it was important to see because I think it's a really great option that the website provides you. So the slider option, you can choose the range scale as well as a label in the center so they know what their range is. It's a super interactive thing that you'll see in the next step. As we said before, everything is customizable, including the done button. And once you make anything, you're going to save it. Alright, the third subtopic is not a very long one, but it is important. The preview and score allows you to take your own survey so you can see how the viewers are taking it, as well as different device views, so no matter what they take it on, you can see what they'll see. Under the preview and score tab, we have our example survey that we created. As you can see in the multiple choice options, we have our 3 choices, and you get to click on one. The box you can type answers in the second one. And in the third one, that interactive slider that I talked about before. Unfortunately, that slider is part of the upgrade version, but it is a cool feature. And in the bottom, we have our device views. Here is what it looks like on a tablet, and the most important, I think, is what it looks like on a phone, because a lot of people will open emails and texts on their phone, so it's important to see how they're going to be taking your survey and take that into account. Collecting responses is really important when giving a survey. Send survey your own way is the button that we're going to click because I find that it gives you the most wiggle room and creativity on how you want to send it. What's the best way to send out the survey? I find that the copy link is the best way because it can do email, text, or however you want to send out your survey. I find it really important to note that SurveyMonkey, when you use the free version, you can only send out 10 versions of the survey. Now we can see the collecting responses and the send survey your way button I was talking about before. It gives you more room, and here are our options. The free ones, social media, text, and targeted responses are available, but I find the survey link gives you the most room to be creative. And it gives you a link and the option to customize it as well. I find that copying the link and emailing it or texting it to people is the best way to get your survey out there. Analyzing results is very important. It gives you the options to see the summary, which gives you graph details, and it also gives you the insights and data trends on when people answered and what they did answer, and it also gives you the individual responses that you can scroll through to see how people answered your survey. Alright, and for here I'm going to be using a survey I have already created rather than our sample survey that we've been looking at in the beginning, so we can see actual responses. We're going to use my first one because it has the most responses, 21. Unfortunately, we can only see 10 of those 21 responses. As I said earlier, there is a maximum response limit. As stated here, we're only allowed to look at 10 survey responses at once. So even though it allowed 21 people to take the survey, we have a limit of 10 responses, and you have to pay to see all 21, which is important to know when you're sending out that survey. Now we have our question summaries with our bar graphs. When you hover over a bar graph, it gives you the percentage. As we see, we have 8 out of 10 and 2 out of 10, giving you the 80% and the 20%, and it relays that information in numbers at the bottom as well. When there are more than 2 questions, it gives you more bar graphs and leaves blanks by the ones with no responses, as you can see. Insights and data trends shows how many responses, the completion rate, which is important to see if people found the survey too hard to complete, and the typical time spent, which is great to let people know what they should be expecting. A 1-minute survey is always easy to convince people to do, and most skip question would let you know if you need to work on your wording. Here the graphs let you know the spikes in times they responded by the hour. This wasn't very useful to me because the responses were exactly around when I sent it out, so it didn't give me too much insight, but it was a great feature to have. And finally, we have our individual responses, where you can see what each people responded if you're looking for connections between questions and with each person, and you can click the arrow and go back and forth. And as you can see here, it lets you know when they started it, when they completed it, and how long each person took. And that is all of our subtopics. We create the survey and we design the survey so the people know what kind of survey they're taking. You can make sure you know what they're going to see when they take it. You know how to send out the link and collect the responses, as well as analyzing the results with the graphs once you have everything completed. It's a super easy process and a great website. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you feel comfortable using this website.